Hey, this is Milz from America, and we're on interview number, I think, 19 out of day 14. It's been very busy.
Oh,
I'm really happy. I'd rather keep busy than be bored, especially because I'm a teacher and I'm on my summer break. Okay, so
yeah.
today we are interviewing.
Sarusen, whatever. My name's JT. You can just call me JT.
Okay, and you are from.
I'm from America, Tennessee more specifically.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, what is the meaning behind your stage name?
Sine? Well, I guess sine waves are sound, sound travels in sine waves. That's about it. I just thought it sounded cool. Um, I'm not really used to, having stage names. I've been a band guy for a while. I'm not actually that new. I'm pretty new to the beatbox community. I've been beatboxing for like 2 years, so I've never actually like competed live or anything. I'm planning on it though,
Okay.
so
All right. Next one is what is your non beatbox background? So, for example, I know you've told me that you play a bunch of other instruments. You just mentioned band
Yeah.
experience. So if you want to go into that for us.
Yeah, totally. I've played piano since I was five, I think, 5, 6, long time. And maybe in the past two, about as long as I've been beatboxing, I've been playing bass, more recently guitar. Um, I'm in a band called Jettison. We started playing together maybe 3 years ago. We're pretty committed. I think we can, if we really get our asses in gear, we can work on some stuff. We're trying to write some original material. So yeah, that's what I do musically. I'm a music person. Beatboxing is just one thing I do. I also try to produce. I've been doing that for a couple of years. Um, yeah, I mean that's just everything I do is kind of centered around various forms of music.
Great. It seems like you're very, very, very well rounded.
Yeah, hope so. I try to bring a lot of that into what I do in beatboxing.
So
You know,
singing, beatboxing, um, any other instruments?
um,
Well,
I don't play the
piano, like you
drums.
said. But
That's about it.
okay,
I try and have my feet in multiple territories.
yeah, that's good. It's very lucrative and it keeps you marketable, well rounded. That's always very good. So it seems like you have a ton of experience with all the high frequencies and even the sub bass, even on a piano. Like
Yeah,
most people don't know
absolutely.
that, like on a standard 88 key piano, that you can get pretty low. So
Oh yeah, absolutely, man.
and all the way up to like the seventh octave. I think I think it's like D8 is the top is high, so you
Yeah,
can get
man.
on a thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
You got it down there, man.
All right. Okay, moving on to your solo beatbox background.
Well, yeah, as I said, I've been beatboxing for about 2 years. I got a loop station about 6 months ago, and I think the first beatbox video I ever watched was MB14's rendition of "Believer." I just stumbled across that on my YouTube recommended. I thought, oh, this is sick. And then I saw a loop station battle in my recommended. Bet you can't guess which one it was. MB14 versus
Oh
Sorrow,
God, you're like the fourth person,
and of course
including
I
myself.
was hooked from there. Yeah, I was just, and MB14 remains one of my absolute favorites. I love everything he does, man. Um, but yeah, basically, I was just like seeing these guys do this stuff, both with effects and a $500 machine, but also just doing stuff with their mouths that I couldn't do. And I thought, well, while I'm waiting and saving up money to get a loop station, I might as well try my hand at solo. And at first, I was not at all interested in solo beatboxing. Didn't care. I was like, I'm going to learn the, and then I'm going to start looping, and I'm through. And man, I was wrong. I've gotten completely hooked on just straight up. You know what I mean? Just I love the organic nature of solo beatboxing, but I do think that I'm unfortunately this is kind of a controversial opinion, I guess, but I think solo beatboxing can really only go so far. You have to,
I agree,
when
pretty
you're
much.
playing in a band, if you're in a band, you're more than one person. Even if you are the best guitarist in the world, a solo performance is only going to entertain the average person for like a minute, even if you're crazy. And beatboxing should be treated exactly the same way. We need more looping. We need to use technology. We need more crew stuff, like solo beatboxing can only ever really be a hobby. I think that's kind of the sad truth. We need to team up more and integrate it into other things more. That's just how I feel.
Yeah, I mean collaboration, and even like with Reaps One, I mean he,
Oh yeah.
I mean like there's a reason why he does so many things. Even Rockstar Loops, who I interviewed about 6 days back, I mean he said that he's able to live comfortably, but only by doing it, like doing multiple things, not just boots and cats,
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
And I mean, I've even thought about like using my looping stuff a little bit with my band, integrating it in that way maybe. One of my favorite sounds is like polyphony. See, because I started playing piano so early in my life, I have perfect pitch.
Ooh,
and so that's
I'm not the only one. You, me, and MB14, I think.
Really? Interesting.
All right.
All right. Well, yeah. So I've
what's
used
that
it
one?
to kinda F sharp.
Yeah. Good.
Am I right?
Jeez.
Yeah, man.
The perfect pitch and chat.
But yeah, I've used that to a little bit kind of master some sounds. Like polyphonic voice is one of my favorites because I can kind of combine it, and the way I do it, I have a perfect fifth. Like that's a sound I use a lot, and I think it's one of the coolest unexplored sounds. The way Duds does it, it sounds like he does a minor third gap. And that really interests me because I didn't really mean to do it a perfect fit. That's just the way I did the technique. I think that like if people took music theory and chord shapes more into account when we're making all these sounds that are multi-toned, like chest bass, or throat bass, or any of these sounds that vocal bass, any of these sounds that have multiple pitches to them, like that's an E. I'm singing an E and an A resonates below it.
Yep, A and E.
Like if the average beatboxer knew more about that stuff, maybe we could be more accepted in the music world. Maybe I could even use it as a singing technique, in just straight up rock music. I think that'd be really cool if we could start doing stuff like that.
Yep.
I think it's totally possible.
It's not in order to sell the product, you gotta present it in multiple ways. You can't just be stubborn and only perceive it in one way. You gotta perceive it in multiple ways. So yep. Mm-hmm. So you seem like someone who's very, very, very musically well-rounded, and your approach seems to be working. And that kind of led right in, and I think you tackled at least half of my next question, which was your loop background. So some people started with 202, some people started with the Chaos pad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Right now, I just have the RC505. I wanted to save up for that. I did briefly think about the 202, but I thought I might as well save my money for the final product. I think it was definitely worth it. 202 is a great machine, but the 505 is definitely worth saving up the money for, I feel. And I've thought about getting other devices. Like I've especially been looking at the Roland VT4. If you know what that is, Tianeb used to use a VT3, but he was one of the first people to use a second device with little known fact. Before it was even allowed in competitions,
I did not know that.
Using a VT3 and some old Swiss beatbox shoutouts. And Soso also uses a VT. I'm not huge on Soso. I think he's pretty cool, but he's not one of my favorites.
But he could do
with some bass.
But he beat the last year's GBB winner. How dare you speak that way of Soso? Nah, I'm just kidding.
Who knows? I'm sorry.
Beatness
versus Soso make me mad. I'm sorry. Beatness won that battle to me. I know it's about crowd control. I know it's a battle, but man, that easy cover, dude. That Lionel Richie, it really got me. That's the round of that battle that I kept coming back to listen to, was Beatness's first round, not Soso stuff. Soso stuff was still cool. I still like it. I can mess with like some dubstep, but it's not really my genre of choice, I just really loved I really love Beatness and everything he does. All of the Barry One members. But yeah. So that's kind of where I am in looping. I think I'm not going to get a second device yet because I still think there's a lot to explore in this machine, and I don't want to get ahead of myself. I see a lot of people like, not to call anyone out, but I guess like Double, who talks a lot about specs and second devices and what equipment you have, and I just don't think, if you don't know your equipment and you don't have it mastered, you're not really going to go anywhere with it, and you're not going to be able to use it to its full potential. So I want to master the RC505 before I move on to anything else. And I think I think Christoph understands that really. Christoph is my favorite newcomer of the year. I think he is crazy.
It's either me or Sine.
Have you checked out his YouTube channel, man? Have you checked out Christoph's YouTube channel?
Of course.
He has this video I'd recommend to anybody who beatboxes at all. It's like this jazz trap fusion beat that he does, and he does this wicked guitar solo in the middle. He's a crazy guitarist.
Yes, he is.
And man, I really wish him the best. I hope he wins a GBB in the future, in the coming years.
Play guitar, keep doing that. Jazz and trap, keep doing that.
Keep doing it.
Love that, man. Anyway.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Anyways, let's interview now. What's up? An interview. Who are you? This is an interview. All right. So, you also kind of got into this. How are your beatbox and loop now? So I've seen you on Discord. You've been in my tournaments on this 202 plus server. What things have you been working on now?
Recently I've been making rounds a little bit slower than I used to. I've got about 15 routines that are like battle worthy, but I'm really not working on that right now. I'm working on just kind of I'm making a lot of covers. I'm kind of developing stuff without a time limit in mind, I guess.
Yeah, it's
kind of create.
It's so liberating, like making a video and not giving a damn that it doesn't go past 180, or allowing yourself to go past the 180 seconds. Technically 100.
Yeah, exactly.
Technically 195 seconds, because there's usually like a plus or minus 15 seconds.
Yeah.
For us,
for sure. But yeah, like I just think that the battle format that we have for both solo and loop artists. All right. People talk about beatbox is music a lot. Beatbox is music. That's been kind of a phrase that's been picked up. I disagree, and I think Enemy a while back made some really cool videos on this kind of stuff. Here's my thesis that I present to you. Beatboxing is a sport. Right now, beatboxing is a sport. We keep up with players. There are techniques that go in and out of style. It's a competitive format. It has time limits. It has rules. It has restrictions. It's not music right now. By and large, to most people, to 99% of beatboxers, it's a sport. And that's how we treat it. And if that's how we want it, then that's okay. But if we want to say that beatbox is music, we need to start at these events that we have, these, at beatbox battles, we need to start including formats where there's no time limit, where there's no device restrictions. And I really think American beatbox should do something like this, where maybe you can still win a wild card. Maybe there's still a first place winner, but it's all like elimination format. You go up there. Maybe you have like a 15-minute time limit. You can use, as little or as much of that as you want. You could bring pre-recorded samples. You could bring a MacBook onto stage. You could bring Ableton onto stage if you wanted. Literally anything.
Well, I think
instruments. Who cares if it's vocal, as long as it includes vocal and beatboxing, vocal percussion in some way. Why can't it just be a music platform?
Yeah,
We're talking
I tried
about
doing I tried doing a tournament on that a while back, but like nobody showed up. So better luck next time. Unlucky, bro.
Well, I mean, it's hard because people aren't in that mindset to create stuff like that right now.
Yeah, because like my next tournament was.
I think that if a format like that was just presented, I don't think people would show up. But I think we could move in that direction at some point in the future.
Yeah,
just my thoughts.
Yeah, because like from now on this tournament on this server's tournaments, I'm allowing multiple instruments and stuff.
Yeah, totally. I think that's pretty cool.
because I know that
But yeah, man,
you'd be very good, especially with the piano.
totally, yeah.
Yeah,
Some of the actually some of the coolest sounds I can make just with like synths here and there, just some stuff like that.
nice,
I think it could be expanded like that, the format. But yeah, it's just how I feel.
nice. Okay. So, what is your loop style, if you have one, or are you just kind of experimenting? I think you started answering that question already.
What is my loop style? I guess I don't really try to mimic anyone exactly. I could tell you what I'm not. I'm not is I try not to be too drop oriented. You drops
What?
are important.
What are?
Building tension is important.
Get out of here!
And I do drops. Most of my battle routines have a drop, but I try not to let that be. I don't just want to like throw a clap down and do a build up, and that's the whole routine is just building to the drop. Like I want there to be like instrumental bits that you can enjoy, all the in between bits. That's what's great about Sorrow for one, is that the way he builds his routines is really interesting, and you're not just waiting for the drop. You're enjoying everything. You're enjoying every second of that routine, and I guess that's not really. I'm not really answering the question very well, but it's not really
No,
a
no.
style. But
You
that is
definitely are.
something that I try to work for. That's kind of a goal I have, is to make every part of the round enjoyable. That the a melodic outro, all the little in between bits. I try to make the build up enjoyable, so the audience isn't just waiting. Like, come on, drop it, give me the bass. Like I want a little more than that.
Yeah, yeah. There's so many definitions of drop and different types of basses and stuff. Yeah, because like personally, my idea of drop isn't always just to add sub bass. It's to really it's more of like a chorus climax feel to it.
Yeah, totally.
Definitely.
Because I mean, by and large, I know that beatbox is largely influenced by dubstep and D&B and trap right now, but by and large, most music doesn't have drops. So I guess as a looper, as a beatbox, you got to ask yourselves, why is 100% of what we do drop oriented? Why don't we have other stuff?
Well, I think it's because in dub, rhythm, um, a lot of house, and like even hip hop. So like, turn down for what? I mean, like I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
like the first drop is already within like 20 seconds. I think it is.
Hmm.
Like a song starts off already with the rising, da dum down da dun dun da da dun da dun
Yeah,
dun, and then like turn down for one, win, yeah. Okay,
all that. Yeah,
all right. What is
that's
all right?
definitely drop oriented.
Yeah, yeah. So what is okay? So you also started answering this next question. What is your experience with the American beatbox community?
Not too much yet. I've definitely talked to American loopers. I've been jamming with Biscuit a little bit recently. I think he's a cool guy. He's definitely one of the most skilled loopers I've ever had the pleasure to hear. His stuff is really really intricate. He's definitely improved since just in the past 2 years. Watch him against Sung Lee or Sung Beats now, I guess, in 2018. He was not very good. Neither of them were that great in that battle, but he's just massively improved since then. Really respect the man. Um, he seems a little kind of I wouldn't say full of himself or arrogant, but just very, very confident. Like I asked him if he wanted to enter the champs this year, and he said, "To be honest, I think I'm above it." And on the one hand, I think, man, that's kind of a jerk thing to say, but on the other hand, it's kind of true. So like where I guess where do you draw the line with that? And I kind of respect that there are people who aren't, that his goal for making his shit isn't just to put it on stage. He's making it just for the sake of it, and I really dig that. So yeah, I know other than Biscuit, I've talked to Vokoda some. I'm just here and there. I really hope that American champs do not get canceled this year because I really want to enter. And even if I don't enter, I'm probably still going to go just to watch.
I predict right now that it's going to be online on the beatbox community.
Yeah,
I
probably.
highly predict that.
It's
Just like
sad.
with the Wordle, just like with the Worlds thing, that whole 3 days of hype that didn't really
Yeah,
surprise
yeah.
me,
Uh-huh.
especially because the gas
Totally.
mask had a picture of like a loop track on it.
Yeah, yeah, totally.
Okay, well that takes us directly into our next question. Is what does your musical future look like? So
Ooh.
like with making some wild cards, teaching loop lessons, doing master classes at like a nearby school, SBX camp. What does your future look like?
Hmm. Well, in terms of looping, I guess for now I'm just gonna keep on in my bedroom.
Yep.
Otherwise, I'd
Most of
love to
us.
meet some great loopers in person. I don't really have any specific plans. Maybe in the future I'll attend SBX camp if I ever have time to do that, but probably not for a while because I'm a rising senior in high school. College decisions coming up for me, um, and after that, whether I go or not, I'll probably be stacked with work. As for my general musical future, speaking of college, I'm really having a hard time right now. There are a lot of factors going on. I'm not sure if I want to go to college at the moment for many reasons. Just for because the alternative would be to move in with my band and go into the city and try and make a living there. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Um, add on top of that, Corona, the possibility of colleges being online. I just don't know, man. I don't know where I'm going to be in a year and a half. But we'll see.
Yeah, we live. Yeah, like
I'm really excited for it.
yeah. I mean, depending on when people watch this video, yeah, we're in the middle of COVID-19 pandemic. America is currently on top of the number of deaths and cases and stuff.
Yeah.
So we definitely can't predict the future right now.
Yep.
Um,
It is going to be. It could be anything. In a year's time.
it can be anything, and we're not sure. That's one and that's one and that's one and no. I'm just kidding. No. Okay. All right. Last two segments for all of my interviewees, and you can switch up the order if you want. Drop a loop beat. Any last shoutouts?
Okay. Let's see. While I'm here, shout out to Biscuit. Love that man. Um, Shout out to my man Shadow, dude I know from my server. He's from Puerto Rico. He's an up and coming looper. Um, I think he's got a good future. Good buddy of mine. Uh, Intree and Currybo, love those two guys. If you know them at all, man, I don't know, man. I'm I don't have too many connections yet in the beatbox world. I'm excited to get there. So let me see. What should I do for a shout out? What do you think? Should I do a battle round or should I make a point and use my keyboard and go for like 5 minutes?
It is up to
What do you
you. I know
think?
you said that you have like that you only have several minutes before you have to go back to work.
Yep. I think this will probably be about the end of it.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, I haven't done this one in a second. I'm gonna need to take my headphone jack out of my audio interface and plug it into my looper, so I won't be able to hear you once I start. Hope my connection works out fine. But yeah. All right. Let's see what we got here. This is a cover, just so you know. Okay. What? All right. Cigarettes on cigarettes, my mama think I stink. I got burnos in my hoodies, all my homies think it stink. I miss my cocoa butter kisses. I miss my cocoa butter kisses. Cigarettes on cigarettes, my mama think I stink. I got burnos in my hoodies, all my homies think it stink. I miss my cocoa butter kisses. I miss my cocoa butter kisses. Cigarettes on cigarettes, my mama think I stink. I got burnos in my hoodies, all my homies think it stink. I miss my cocoa butter kisses. Oh yeah, I think we all addicted. Yeah, cigarettes on cigarettes, my mama think I stink. I got burnos in my hoodies, all my homies think it stink. I miss my cocoa butter kisses. Oh yeah, I think we all addicted. Yeah, cigarettes on cigarettes, my mama think I stink. I got burnos in my memories, my homies think it stink. I miss my cocoa butter kisses. Oh yeah, I think we all addicted. Yeah, cigarettes on cigarettes, my mama think I stink. I got burnos in my memories, my homies think it stink. I miss my cocoa butter kisses. Oh yeah, I think we all addicted. I got burnos in my memories, my homies think it stink. I miss my cocoa butter kisses. Oh yeah, I think we all addicted. Yeah, cigarettes on cigarettes, my mama think I stink. I got burnos in my memories, my homies think it stink. I miss my cocoa butter kisses. I miss my cocoa butter kisses.
It was good. It was your style is so refreshing. I mean, it was
I appreciate that.
yeah, it was like it was like your own version of biscuit chill.
A little bit, yeah. I really do like Biscuit. His GBB elimination, all that stuff. I think he's got a lot to bring to the
Yeah,
table.
I think he's lucky that him winning that thingy on Discord not only qualified him immediately for the GBB online, but now apparently it's also qualifying him for the Worlds online.
Yeah.
So I guess
Totally.
the next time Discord ever has that, whoever wins is automatically. I mean, we'll see if the world is still, is this much of the pandemic, but still.
Yeah,
Because I do know
totally.
some countries in Europe that are opening its borders.
Yeah,
So
totally.
we'll see if Poland
I
or
mean-
Germany is on that list this time next year.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Otherwise, I guess
And I'm really,
yeah. Otherwise,
I'm
we're
probably gonna make a wild card for Worlds.
yeah.
I mean, I hope
Oh yeah. That was the
it'd be
question
really
I
cool.
forgot to ask you. Yes, and you just answered it. You said you will. Nice.
Yep.
Jeez.
I'm gonna make a wild card for American Beatbox. Probably GBB 2021. And then Worlds too.
Same here.
Trying to put some stuff together.
You should also do Florida and Vocal Total.
Oh yeah, absolutely. When those come back around, for sure, on
Yep.
my list.
And,
But yeah, man,
all right.
thanks for having me on.
All right. So one last time, this has been Mills from America, and we just got done interviewing.
Sine
Nice.
Beatbox.
All right. Ish.
Man. Ish.